Well, let's take a look now. As you can see in our lovely studio, we do have our 2 players set up. It is Ron, it is Serious, and fellas, let's dive into this matchup in particular. If we were to outright say who the favorite in this matchup should be, I want to say we're all in agreement in saying Ron.
Yeah.
But Serious has, well, no pun intended, some serious potential.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good stuff. I think you're right. I don't think many people would argue about Zron being the favorite. But again, it's exciting knowing that you've got some work to do, and if you can do well, then you're going to get noticed for it. So, you know, good luck to Serious. I like this table a lot too. I feel like some candles should be up there. Some nice violin music.
Intimate,
yeah, it is.
I mean, you're seeing the player right across from you, and if you're Cypher, you might actually, you know,
no,
yell
you
at
don't
him.
see anything if you're Claus, because you just have your face smashed up against the
It's
screen.
also not tall enough to really see on the monitor anyways. So, but let's take a look at the maps. We do have Runes of Sarnath being chosen by Serious, and Awoken being chosen by Zron, with Molten Falls being our 3rd and final map.
Interesting.
If we're to look at the series in general when it comes to these maps, let's start off with Runes of Sarnath here. How do you think each player is going to play around this one, and how do you think it's going to favor one or the other, Flea?
I mean, I think Serious is a player who's really big on his LG. He's just like, he's had games where he hits 60% LG, and people have been saying, like, this is just online. But I've been watching him, and he's been doing the same right here, right now. So I think that he's really going to favor that weapon, try and play around that as much as he can.
And if I'm not mistaken, Jahar, a lot of players have been saying it is the tournament of the LG as well. Everyone, you're going to see them using this. So you would assume people like Serious, people like Zron, to be fair, Claus, should all be putting up some good results.
Yeah, especially with maps like Awoken in the pool. It's just such a strong map for LG. You're going to be getting into those fights all the time. Same thing for Corrupted Keep. And that also brings in some of the other hit scan weapons like your machine guns. I think Ruins could be interesting because, yeah, you can actually do a lot to avoid the LG just by, you know, playing the distance a little bit, you know, playing room control. But as we get into picks and bans, yeah, I think this is going to have a huge effect.
Yeah, so we got Zron banning away Visor, which we expect to see Visor played or banned the entire time, and Serious banning away Nyx. Do you have any quick thoughts about that one? I think the Nyx is justifiable against Zron.
Yeah, Nyx just gives you those opportunities to just you know, slow the game down a little bit. We can see Nyx as like a 3rd champion pick to kind of turn things totally around. Sometimes you can go totally AWOL with the Ghost Walk and go for the telefrag, but if you keep your head on straight, you can control a lot of those situations.
Okay, well, Jahar and Flea, take this one away. Bring us into our first game. Flea, have a great first caster at the event.
Thank you.
I'm expecting some great things out of you, and I'm expecting a great match, guys.
No pressure. No pressure.
No pressure. All right.
All right, it's going to be good stuff, guys. As we get into it, it's going to be Ruins of Sarnath up first, and I'm looking for great rails and some fantastic area control. Flea,
yep.
I think we're going to be getting into... Oh, my.
Yeah, we're starting this one
Awoken.
off.
Yeah.
On Zron and Awoken, yeah, that's going to be the first map. Zron starting off on the heavy side, going for those rockets right away. Serious delaying Mega a bit. That might leave him the opportunity to collect both of those items in a bit. And now Zron is just, well, both are under Galena.
Yeah, the great thing about Awoken is just how many ways there are to play out these opening, like, 30 seconds. And I like that Zron's been able to get into top T. It's going to give him the most information, allow him to make some decisions. But also, with Galena v Galena, that totem play is also going to be a big deal. Here comes some rockets up at the top. No real damage dealt out just yet.
Yeah, Zron already set up on Mega, and this is exactly what you see when Serious delays the Mega help. Zron doesn't really know when it's up. This finally pick it up and moves into Serious, but no real confrontation just yet.
That would have been a fantastic rail to connect with, so Zron's going to be heading back, looking for just a little bit of recovery again. Fairly even on the stacks. A lot of respect being given between these two guys at the moment. Usually the first round can just turn into just smashing against each other, but at the moment, Serious is going to be taking over top T and just looking to control this Mega, and Zron might just let him have it and go take armor instead.
Yeah, it's really a byproduct of Galena versus Galena. It is a champion that does slow the game down, because there's always that totem that you might be running into, as Zron just does. And he takes the rail as well. This could be an opening for Serious. He's pushing in, trying to deny Heavy. Does end up with full control right now. Zron has to back away.
Still doesn't want the fight. He wants to just lay down a little bit of a trap, and it's a little bit of damage each way. Zron a little bit worse for the wear, but getting back in towards the LG room, he can connect through Banana and get a little bit more control. But here, if he wants to stick around for Mega, it's going to be a fight.
Yeah, absolutely. And Zron actually has the better positioning. Serious coming up the bounce pad, very sneaky, but he's taking a lot of damage. Mega is there to help him, though. He picks it up a little bit late. Zron could actually go for Heavy this time around. He's got good positioning to deny it. He's not going to push in.
It's going to be difficult. Like I like the fact that he's stuck out some distance and just done a little bit of damage. It keeps Serious from being too much of a threat, but Zron still needs to recover on some basic items. And every time we see Serious tightening the noose a little bit more on this LG room.
He's doing a good job at evading it, though, but there it might go wrong right here. Zron has to back away, run away through that bottom area. Serious not going to commit to a full chase just yet.
Yeah, I think Zron is still on the run here. Sirius is just more than happy to take everything on the board.
Yeah, oh, this is the end.
Oh, no!
Yeah, direct rocket, under damage. That's going to be it. First frag for Sirius. Full control, Mega and Heavy. And he even finds the opening rail through the little gap next to Teleporter.
And that is immediately going to set the tone here. You know, all the respect and all the calm control that we saw between these two guys has got to change. Zron absolutely needs to start making some damage happen here very quickly.
Yeah, he's on the Ranger as well, so it's probably going to help him out a lot. He's got a lot of mobility, and he's got that insta-kill ability if he needs it. But Sirius is just so consistent right now, taking every single of the major items, just cycling in between them. Oh, he might find Zron again. He's got to be careful with those rocket jumps, though, because that could expose you to a lot of damage.
Yeah, I think you're right to mention the Dire Orb. It's going to be Zron looking for an opportunity to, you know, get in, shut down a lot of the stack. I mean, he's done enough rocket damage here to keep Sirius from having too much of a stack, but hopefully he can start putting some pressure on.
Yeah, at this point, Sirius should know that Zron just used his ability. He used that orb, so this might be a good opportunity for him to push in, getting an LG fight over Mega. Sirius showing that LG.
But here comes a clutch from Zron, so Sirius doesn't have a great stack. Oh, but he's caught immediately out of the teleporter. It's going to be a fight much sooner than Sirius maybe wanted, but he can take a dive back for heavy armor, wrap around towards Mega, and again, as Zron wants to get up close and personal, he's already used his shield, so he's going to be stuck in the corner
here. This is going to be it. Nicely done by Sirius, pressuring him at just the right time.
Wow.
Yeah, Zron really, he used that shield. I mean, he wanted to just take Sirius by surprise, get into him that really quickly, do the damage, have that shield up, but then if you can't get the kill, you're a big, slow robot with no way of defending himself, and you're a magnet for that LG.
Yeah, I think if you're looking for Sirius to just show up and you know, make an impression, he's certainly done it with this first round. So getting into round 2, it's going to be a bit of an LG spawn for Sirius, taking away Mega and Rail. Again, not confronting each other right off the beginning, and sometimes in Awoken, even when you try to avoid each other, you kind of route in and things get messy.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a pretty small map. Oh, this immediately a fight. Sirius. All he's got is that rail. He's got the LG as well, but Zron pushing in, and Sirius has the wrong weapon now.
Yeah, great rail coming out of Zron.
Nice combo, but now Zron's pretty weak. Sirius might just charge in here, try and take control. Zron's getting that heavy though, and there comes Sirius.
I mean, that's exactly what a Blazkowicz is there for, being able to spawn quickly, find your opponent, and shut them down. But right now, you need a little bit more than just starting machine gun to do that. So he's going to be looking for this LG. Zron knows it. He's going to be collapsing in on him in just a little bit. Here comes the fight. Sirius has got the LG, but he doesn't have the time or the health to switch back over. And this is going to be Sirius going down again.
Yeah, that LG at the end, though. Zron left on just 3 points of health. I mean, that just shows how good Sirius can be with the weapon. And Sirius is now setting a trap. He's waiting around the corner. He knows that Zron wants that heavy. He's got that orb ready. He's going for it, and he actually does a whole lot of damage. Yeah, finishing off Zron right away. He can go for Mega. I don't know if he knows the timing. It's still up.
It's a nice little bit of retribution, but it's not going to give Sirius any major momentum. He's still got to fight for all these items, and I like that he's routing for this armor earlier rather than later. Yep. It's putting a lot of pressure on Zron to find a weapon and maybe find a fight here. But Sirius coming back through the teleporter and getting the shove off. So Clutch just got shut down.
Yeah, and now he might fight Zron right away. And another rail. Sirius, great aim. Yeah, I mean, the shield, Clutch's shield, it doesn't block that orb. It just goes straight through it. And since he's such a big target, I think that the orb is one of the best ways of countering a really good Clutch player.
And again, if you're Clutch, you're thinking, okay, if I can get a weapon, I can get up close, I can make this a quick fight. And that's generally the trap of Awoken. It's such a small map. If you think, okay, I can just win the next fight, like stack or no stack, I can just win it. I can just shoot the guy better. No big deal. Yeah. But that's the great thing about the map. It doesn't always go that way.
Enormous delay on the Mega right here. 12 seconds in total. That's gonna throw Zron off majorly. Sirius taking the fight. Excellent play. It's so easy when someone jumps into you to hit that LG. It stops your momentum, it freezes you dead in midair, and that's almost always guaranteed to frag. Zron going for the shield.
And again, trying to make it happen through the TP, but he's actually going to be able to do that. With only 43 health left over, he's going to need to route these items quickly, and that's where that delay on the Mega you mentioned could come into play. He can't go in for it just yet. That Heavy's going to help out, but it could be another fight here. Yeah, he's thinking, it's not worth it. He's a Blazkowicz. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, the double LG might be waiting just around the corner. Oh, Sirius doesn't even need it this time around. He knew that Zron wasn't that stacked yet. Didn't have his shield up. He was aware of that too. Zron still going through a teleporter. He's going to get away unharmed though. And I don't think Sirius quite has the exact timing on Heavy right now, but he catches Zron.
Oh my god, great traps.
Yeah.
And I was about to mention, the fact that he withheld on his ability that long, that gave him the opportunity to set up that trap and make it a clean 3-0 sweep on Awoken.
I don't think that's I don't think that's what anyone expected. It was so quick, so clean. Sirius just hitting the shots. I mean, 45% LG coming out of Serious right now.
Yeah, I hope nobody watching blinked, because that was, I mean, Awoken can go quickly, but even that was, you know, way beyond the pale, and Zron not taking a single round.
Yeah, it's Serious was extremely dominant that game. We'll see what he can do in the next round, though. I mean, if Zron is going to be able to reset his mental states, get back to that balanced level and try again.
Yeah, Ruins is going to have a little bit more breathing room, a tiny bit, and that's where, you know, bringing in the rails are going to be able to help out. I mean, you have the railgun in Awoken, but there's so many more exploitable and dependable angles in Ruins.
Yeah, absolutely. We didn't see a lot of rail at all, actually. We saw
Who had time for it, yeah.
Yeah, it was just rushing with LG. You had those first few minutes of respect, but then as soon as that was over, it was just one frag after another.
Usually it's the other way around on Awoken, but maybe that's just how Europeans play it. Yeah.
Maybe.
Start with respect.
They start with respect. If NA, it's first it's rushing, and then near the end you kind of mellow out a bit.
That makes too much sense, actually. Yeah. But again, not expecting that result so quickly out of Awoken.
No, not at all.
Let's see if Serious can keep that running. Zron, again, like these first matches in a LAN, especially, it's not that early in the morning, but
no, not anymore.
You know, there's still an element of, you know, how much of an opportunity have I given myself to knock the rust off? How warmed up am I? What did I have for breakfast? You know, what's my protein intake? You know,
Serious might also be in the better state of mind already, because Zron hasn't had to play a game yet. He hasn't had to play an actual match, whereas Serious did have to beat an opponent first to get here.
It's kind of a self-balancing thing. Oh, I got by through into round 2. Yeah, no problem. But
yeah,
you know,
of course,
a match is warm-up too.
Yeah, that's definitely true. So Serious might really already have that state of mind of competition, whereas Zron is still just getting into that. So Ruins of Starnet will be next. This is probably going to be a more rail-heavy map, though.
Definitely. If we see the clutch come back in, there's definitely some opportunities to kind of set that up. We didn't see as much as the Knicks play as we wanted to, just didn't have time for it. But BJ was used effectively, just playing his role in Awoken. We might not actually see BJ in Ruins as much, just because setting up those traps a little bit tighter.
Yeah, LG doesn't have infinite range, so, and that's mainly the best weapon to use with BJ. I think we might see Galena again, though, because there's quite a few traps you can place that totem. You've got 2 teleporters, of course. You've got the bounce pads, so lots of places to put down that totem to get that extra health and that damage off as well.
Yeah, especially in Ruins, where you can take a fight, you know, maybe not win it, but not get fragged and still need some place to recover. And Ruins is actually pretty dangerous if you're looking for health pickups. So many of them are in exploitable areas. They're trappable. They're predictable. So if you can scurry away a little bit of health in a corner somewhere, that's a little bit safer.
Absolutely.
You know, that does you a lot of good.
Yeah. What did you think about the choice for clutch? Because it didn't really help Zron at all. I mean, I don't think he really did much with it at all.
I think his frame of mind was spawn clutch, weapon, shield, take the frag, and that's what he's for. He was trying to put him in that kind of BJ role, but it just didn't go his way.
Yeah, when that doesn't work out, when you can't get that frag with the shield up, you're a sitting duck for 30 seconds after that, so...
Well, we got our picks coming up here. It's going to be BJ coming out of Serious. We do have double Galenas, like you mentioned, and we're just looking for that last pick from Zron.
And
it's
also a BJ.
It's also BJ, so no clutch at all. Okay.
No clutch at all. I think that Zron probably realized that it wasn't really working for him on that first map, so might have decided to switch it up, go for the BJ. Always a reliable choice.
Yeah, I'm really wondering what the pacing of it is going to be between, you know, do I play him first? Do I go for the slower Galena play first? We're about to find out as we're getting into Ruins of Sarnath. And again, Serious one map up has certainly already made a name for himself this morning. Bright and Chipper, hopefully Zron can wake up and bring the fight right back.
Yeah, I think that the people who are thinking that Serious is an online-only hero are going to have to eat their words after that one.
It's a tough reputation to knock off. I mean, it kind of sticks with you for such a long time, but we're about to watch that happen live as we've got Serious getting the spawn down at Heavy Armor and immediately routing for Rail and LG. And usually at this LG, you can have an early fight, especially if you stick around a little bit like Serious is, wanting to get those hourglasses. But Zron, again, giving him a wide berth.
Yep. Slight delay on the Mega, but I don't think you can even make it up there in that time, picking up a Heavy first and then Mega. The other way around is possible, but I don't think you can do it this way. And now Serious, I think both have all items. Oh, good trap from Zron if he actually springs it, but Serious just walks on by and Zron sneaking up on him. That's just going to be a trade. Both players taking some damage there.
Nasty stuff, but showing up at lower rail is not a fun place as you're heading down towards Heavy.
Yeah.
Here comes the attempt for the rocket play, and Serious is going to have to give it up. Not looking to throw down a rail down there. He's just going to be getting some health. He's got all of his totems up, which is nice. And but Zron's still going to get away with that armor.
Yeah, he's just realizing that Heavy's been stolen from him, and Zron probably is going to get onto Mega as well. No? Oh, Zron could have gotten both of those, but I don't think he realized exactly where Serious was.
It's going to be a fight here at the nails. We've got LG coming out either way. It's a whiff rail from Serious as Ron getting his in.
Oh,
it's
no,
going to set a bad
Ron.
precedent, and yeah, Ron's going to be much weaker here. He's about to get his totem back up, so he's still in the fight, and he can still drop down to put some pressure on this heavy, but he's going to be coming over from upper rail. Serious wasn't looking for him there. A good trap and a good finish from Ron.
Yeah, this is really good for Zron, because right now he could probably get both of the items instantly. I mean, Serious is going to try and make a play for Mega as well. Zron just didn't have the timing on that. Oh, that's a good rocket from Zron. And he's got the rail. Yeah, Serious didn't have the weapons for that fight. He was caught out, way out by himself.
Really consistent, says Ron. Certainly looking a little bit stronger here in the first round of Ruins, but now Serious is going to be on his BJ. He's avoiding the LG room for now. Obviously, Zron is going to be kind of laying a bit of a trap there.
Yeah, Zron knows that Serious wants that weapon more than anything else, especially because he's playing as the BJ as well. And Zron, just look at his stack. He's got those overcharged 3 totems. He's up to 170 health, 170 armor. This is about as much as it gets in Quake Champions.
And you certainly don't need to stay there very long so that, yeah, I can actually just trap it long enough to make sure that I have a good, clean route of the items. And yeah, Serious, I think, has also lost some timing on the Mega. He's up here, and he's got weapons, but it's not a really good spot if he gets caught. There it is. It's going to be Zron getting that initial damage off. It's going to be LG versus the Rockets. Serious still doesn't have his own LG.
Yeah, good rockets though. Those rockets saved Serious' life, pushing Zron back like that. But now he might be caught out, and indeed that's what's going to happen. But the LG dual wheel just a little bit too late. If he had sprung it right way, I think he might have gotten the frag right there, Serious. But Strong caught him by surprise. He really wasn't expecting him to come up the bounce pad.
Yeah, you've got one part of your brain going, you know, don't use the ability yet because, you know, he's on the jump pad. How can I not win? And then you realize, oh, wait, he actually still got the first shot off, and that is everything.
And he had the stack too, Strong.
Yeah.
So Serious was still trying to get down those totems as he came up. This is really aggressive by Tron. All he has is his basic shotgun, nothing more, and he's not landing the shots. Stand damage, stand damage, stand damage, 3 times in a row. Serious running away with that one.
I might have been able to get behind that if Mega was already taken, but it's going to be a fight. Oh my god, and Tron came back with it with the double nail gun, taking away the Mega, getting the frag back, and yeah, Serious had to go for that Mega immediately after that frag. Like, that was going to be the central focus point, but he wanted a little bit of armor, a little bit of ammo, and he paid for it.
Yeah, Serious has got a good spawning stack, though, so he should be able to get onto Heavy. Yeah, he's going to use the orb to get there. Nicely done. Zron still needs that rocket launcher. That's going to be the weapon that he's going for next. I think he should have heard Serious coming up that bounce pad, trying to deny him.
Could be a clash at the Mega, but Serious is going quiet. He's going to be giving up the Mega, giving up the rockets. Zron will have free reign on his exit from that area. And Serious is going to be looking for the long-range shot, but he's being so quiet here.
He might go close might catch him here, though. Zron still doesn't have his dual wield up, though, so he can't use that just yet. 5 seconds to go.
All right, so here comes the play on the armor, and it's so much LG on the way down the jump pad. There goes all that stack from Zron. Serious is going to be rewarded with that armor, and coming back in towards Mega, he's going to be taking a bit of a slower route towards it, but he's also got that tower, but he gets caught on the stairs.
Serious.
Oh no, and he comes back out with the rail anyway. What a response. Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, those stairs, they can be tricky. If you don't get the bounce right, you can just lose all of your momentum right there. And then the rail, though, Serious with the clutch plays.
And exhale, but Serious is still getting put back in the corner, but still getting the rails off. And he's brought it back 1-1.
Yeah, he was down to 13 HP right there, so that was, he needed to hit that shot.
Well, he didn't pick clutch, but he's certainly been playing clutch.
Definitely. Yeah. The clutches are coming true for Serious. Absolutely. 1-1, moving into the third round.
Yeah, and hopefully, we've seen more aggression here than we did on Even Awoken. It's not quite what I expected again, but Serious is going to be getting the grab for Rockets and a little bit of a later Mega, but honestly, at this level of play, you're kind of expecting both items to be a little bit delayed at the very least. Zron going to be collapsing in on this LG, looking for that initial rail. It's going to be rails v rails. Zron giving it up.
Yeah, Zron really missing some crucial weapons right now. He doesn't have rockets, he doesn't have LG. He's going to finally loop around, get himself those rockets, but he still wants that lightning gun. And meanwhile, Serious, much better equipped than he does, because he does have that LG. Might be able to get Zron off guard here. Doesn't have the right weapon out, and he even takes the rail. This is good from Zron. That's going to allow him to push in, go for heavy. Serious will be backing up to Mega for the time being.
It's one of those fights where one rail just gives you everything you need to at least defend what's yours, take away that armor, and get ready for the next clash. But, you know, do you want it to be a long-range one? Do you want to get a nice and close one? It's Galena v. Galena. It's a bit of a toss-up, but it comes down to these first shots. And good defensive rockets coming out as Zron. Serious and backing off away now.
Also got to give props to Zron's totem management, because he's had those totems, and Serious just walked in between 2 of them without blowing a single one of those totems up. Like, Zron has been absolutely rocking the totem game. He's finally going to lose those totems, but he almost had 3 up at the same time again. And items will be picked up at the exact same time, no delay for either player.
And you can see that he's looking to set up that situation where, you know, I'm railing him, he's keeping his eyes on me. He might not be watching where he's walking, but it's going to be rails v rails. Not the best spot to be taking those fights, especially if you're not actually connecting with yours, but Zron doing just enough defensive damage to keep Serious at bay.
That first rail by Serious, though, because it was from on top of the arch, I think, really down the stairs. I think he only got a sliver of Zron and still hit the shot. Really impressive. Zron going for heavy. Serious probably going to be taking Mega at the same time. He's delaying it a little bit. I think they both got sight of each other, just very briefly.
And this extra delay on the Mega will certainly help out, as Serious will have priority on that timing. Zron could be walking the top T here, not really knowing what's up. He's getting some audio cues from Treble, though. The rockets are good. He's looking for that rail to finish off, but it's not quite the safe pick. He's got a totem to recover on.
Yeah, this is difficult for Serious, because he can't really push in with that totem. He needs to take the fight from outside. Oh, Zron going for the rocket jump even. And dropping back down.
This is a much messier fight, and I'm surprised that nobody's died yet, but Zron getting away with 41 health. He's got to be thankful right now. That totem saved him. Serious didn't quite
here
really
comes Serious,
in, but here at the eyeball, it could be all over. Zron needs one more rail. He's not going to get it. Serious taking that frag.
I think it was a mistake from Zron to go for the air rocket. It's flashy, yes, it would have finished him off, definitely, but then if you miss the air rocket, like, what do you do? Over here it's that little armor. And then Serious just had his LG out, and Zron was unable to do anything at all for a few seconds, and that turned that fight around.
The answer to that, as always, is don't miss. You know, you don't have to worry about the second part if you just hit the guy. No big deal. But here comes heavy for Serious. It's going to be some more item trades, as Zron is going to be dangerous with that BJ. But 10 seconds to Mega, and this spin on it is going to come to a head as Serious is going to be fighting him from below, still getting that initial rail off, and that rail hit actually could justify this entire next play.
Because Serious has got the positioning on the Mega. He can take this item, then he can keep control of the middle area and drop for heavy again, or he's just going to take the fight.
Zron doesn't really have anything to go to it back in this corner, so if Serious can get free hits, neat, but Zron needs to be much more deadly. But Serious is thinking that Zron is actually sticking to that corner a little bit longer, allowing him to cross back over. This is like classic DM6 play.
Yeah. Serious will get the heavy, though. He didn't lose out on it. He could have. If Zron would have played it aggressively, he would have been able to secure heavy or at least put up a really good fight for it. But now Serious, look at that stack. Oh, he didn't see Zron. Zron was up on the arch. Missed side of him. Does get the rail, though. That's good.
Fantastic shot, yeah. So Zron's going to be able to get this Mega, but he really does need it right now, and he needs to put some pressure on this heavy. We've already got Zron, or Serious rather, in a good position to secure that and defend it. And if Zron, again, if he's not hitting these rails, he's not going to be getting anything. But he gives up the heavy anyway, allowing Zron to just walk down there and get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this could be a great trap throw. Yeah, Zron, so much damage, and he's even going to push in. Doesn't get the
60
rail.
60 HP and he drops down like that. Made me nervous. But again, it was... I mean, he knocked off all the stack, but it was just the stack that he had already given to Zron. So now, getting that last rail in, getting the pickup for Mega, and here's where it could come down.
Yeah, because this is important for Serious. He's got 40 seconds left. He needs to make a frag, or Zron, I mean. That's, yeah, now it's really difficult. All the pressure is on Zron. He's got 20 or 35 seconds, rather, to get 2 frags. He's got Ranger. It's better than Galena to do it with, at least, but...
Yeah, Serious has got to be very aware of these dire orbs. These close-range angle plays are a good way to avoid it, but the staircase, maybe not, and Zron's still whipping out a great rail.
Yeah,
he's looking for the spawn. One more frag, 20 seconds. The time is certainly not on his side.
Yeah, doesn't get the spawn shot. There's Serious. Zron can't find him. He's even going to rocket jump up. Zron, you're 40 HP.
He has to do it, though.
Yeah, he's got 10 seconds. He's got 10 seconds.
He's got the first
rail.
2 rails.
One more. Will he find it? Nope, Serious goes up, and Zron will not be able to see him again. That was close, though.
I wasn't breathing.
I mean, those 2 rail shots, those could have changed it. I mean, if you had found the third one as well.
It does something to your head. You think, okay, just hit the last 2. Surely I'm going to get the hat trick and get that third one in and be awesome. But we've still got Serious up around here in map 2. This is crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. We're starting this one off on Zron. He's going to be on the Mega side of the map. Gonna get himself that Mega. Serious taking heavy around the same time. No delays for either player. And Zron is going to get himself an LG this time around. That's something that he was lacking for a big portion of last round. Good rail, but Serious just raging down with that LG. And he's even gonna push for it. Nails connecting so-so, doing a decent amount of damage, but might be enough to stop Serious from pushing in.
Both of these, fantastic. I mean, both of these players are doing a fantastic job of not going all in on every single fight, knowing when to pull back, but it's really after that, you know, where do I go to recover? Am I going to run into him as I'm trying to get these 25s? Is this Mega actually safe to get now? That's where the communication breakdown kind of happens, and some of these fights happen a little bit sooner than either of them expect, and that's where it just comes down to, like we've seen, a lot of clutch rails.
Yep. Serious is just in time to put that third totem now. He just got the overstack before Zron destroyed one of them, and he's finally going to find himself those rockets. There we go. Took him a few seconds, but he will pick those up. And now he might even be able to drop down onto Heavy, because he's... well, stacks are pretty much identical at this point. SeriousPowa does have the position downstairs. Serious doing most of the opening damage. Heavy has been taken. Now it's a race for Mega and SeriousPowa.
Yeah.
Might be the first one there, actually.
That was a freebie for Serious, but now SeriousPowa's got the pickup. The damage is still good. Oh my god, it's Serious.
Damn, he's just hitting these shots, man. 47% rail from Serious, 53% LG.
Oh, a fantastic orb coming out of SeriousPowa to even the tables just a little bit, but he's still going to need another frag here.
Yeah.
But again, like, Serious has been able to go all in on some of these fights and just get so much work done. But there's the starter shotgun doing its job.
Yeah.
But SeriousPowa has none health, and Serious is going to know that. He's going to be trying to hunt him down. Doesn't have Visor. He's just going to rely on his own eyeballs, but they're not good enough.
Good rail.
As SeriousPowa is going to be, doing enough damage to keep Serious off his back just a little bit at the time. But he's...
Serious is hungry for that final frag, though, but he has to be careful not to overextend. Because
Yeah.
if he takes one wrong fight, SeriousPowa could just turn it around, bring it into a final game. There comes the orb. Serious super low. SeriousPowa knows this. But Serious gets the rail with 30 points of health. Wow.
Both of these players get down to like 5 health, and they're like, okay, one more rail. That's all we need.
One more rail. There we go. Just
so much risk.
All or nothing. They're risking it, man. They're really going for it. And Serious, I mean, I think already redeeming that online hero only kind of vibe that
we're
some
still
people
seeing, 50% rail, 51% LG.
Yeah, amazing. Those stats. I played some duels against Serious, and it's like you get hit by a truck.
I'm sorry, by the way. Yeah.
It's like a truck is running all over you. It's amazing.
It was one of those interesting fights because it wasn't really, one player was more passive than the other. They were both doing a good job of kind of guarding themselves, but it's what you do after that first, break off. Where do you go? How do you route it? How dangerous would it be to run into each other again?
Yeah. Shout out to SeriousPowa's rail as well, though. 57%. That's also amazing.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But again, like relatively fast rounds, and as far as our predictions go, we're 0 for 1 so far. I don't think anybody expected Serious to really take this.
Yeah, I had him written down as like my one dark horse, if you can call him that, for this tournament.
You got to start feeling pretty good about that then.
Yeah, so far so good. He's been playing amazing. So got high hopes for him, definitely.
Absolutely. So we're going to be looking for, and again, as you saw on the schedule, there's we're going to be figuring out these matches. We've got kind of a buffet to select from, so we're going to be taking the choicest picks. But if we see more matches like the one we just saw, I think we're in very good hands today. Yeah,
we're definitely going to be seeing quite a few matches. I mean, we might be able to fit in more if all of these games go as quickly as this one.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah, might have the opportunity to cost some more.
More the merrier. So SeriousPowa, again, he's got to be doing some reflection there. It wasn't, I don't think there was anything largely mechanical that was bizarre in that matchup. It was just a few small miscommunications between the two, and not even really misreads. I mean, they were both routing fairly effectively just into each other when they were preferring not to.
Yeah, I think Serious just won the fights that really mattered, and he was able to stack back up quickly after them, and SeriousPowa just some misuse of the abilities that left him pretty defenseless without the right amount of attacking power at some points, where Serious managed that a little bit better, I think.
We saw, like 6 individual frags that shouldn't have gone the way that they did. It was just turning back around, getting one more rail off, really relying on that accuracy. But, again, it does something to you. Hey, if I'm hitting 50%, I'm hitting 50%.
Yeah.
You start adjusting what you think is actually risky.
Yeah, and I think that on that note, we're going to include our host once again. Jason, welcome back to the table.
Yeah, so that was a very interesting game, actually, and I'm surprised to have seen SeriousPowa not really show up.
I think we were all surprised. Yeah, this wasn't something we really saw coming. But Serious is going to be moving forward. I mean, this is a double elimination bracket. It's not the end of the world by any extent.
Yeah.
But the bar has certainly been set.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, I can't hear myself, but I'm assuming that I'm going to stream. I'm assuming you guys can hear me. Give me a nod.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. You're a loud dude.
I am.
Yeah.
Is the mic?
No. You got some lungs. Yeah.
It's actually the nose. It's very the nose out. So Serious, we didn't expect him to win at all. Can you kind of break down, like on Awoken, Serious just stomps SeriousPowa, and SeriousPowa is a player who uses the right gun in the right situations all the time, but he looks non-existent. Can you explain why?
I mean, I think this is really a surprise, I think, because I know of some people, one British caster who will not be named, who puts SeriousPowa up as his like #1 pick even.
I think he's just got a bit of a crush, honestly.
He might very well. I mean, they cast together from time and time again. So, but yeah, what happened to SeriousPowa? Like I said, just Serious hit the shots that mattered. He just, when both were railable at the end of a round, it was Serious who hit the shots.
I think that's close to something very important. He hit the shots that matter, but more shots mattered in that fight than they usually did.
Yeah.
There aren't so many times where you just have like a situation where like, oh, well, we're both fading away. We're both looking for that last rail angle, but it's still there.
Yeah.
I really need this 25. I really need to not get railed myself, but I like harping on one more shot itis, but here's where they kind of turn it all around.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I can hear myself. So now I think everything's good.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. So I have to ask this, and I think it's a question I really hate to ask because it always kind of looks really bad on one player. But do you think?
Do it.
I'm gonna. I don't care. Do you think Serious was playing that well, or do you think Zron just was not playing well at all?
I think they're both playing fairly well because it was very symmetrical, the kind of situations they were putting themselves in, where you're not expecting one to just whip out something a little bit more aggressive, like right at the last second, the last possible moment. But they both did it. We saw a lot of dire orb play. We saw a lot of like just those crazy rail angles. I think if we saw them play Awoken again after Ruins, it might have gone a little bit differently.
Do you think if we went to Molten Falls as well, Flea, it could have actually gone the way of Zron, or do you think Serious just seems to be that powerful at the moment?
It could have gone Zron's way, absolutely. I mean, Serious just hit it when it mattered. Zron was there as well. He didn't pick bad fights, but I think he did make some mistakes of abilities, especially with Clutch. There were several cases where he uses the shield, but he couldn't make it happen. And I still remember one at the bottom of the Mega bounce pad, where Serious had already pushed Zron back quite a bit, and Zron still just used the shield. And you already have to cross the gap to get back behind Serious. So,
I mean, we're looking at some of these highlight frags right now, and how many of them were just, okay, yeah, the next player to get a rail in is going to get the frag. I mean, so many low health shots every single time. And sometimes you don't have the time to realize that, hey, we're getting into these really risky situations for both of us. If I want to make things a little bit more consistent, a little bit more predictable for myself, how do I avoid that? But sometimes if these rounds go as quickly as they do, you don't really have time to adjust.
Yeah. So then let me ask you two gentlemen really quickly. Has Serious kind of debunked everything about him that other people say? Has he proven himself in that first match against Zron that we get to see on stream? Do you think he's that core player now? Do you think he's one of the people you can't mess with anymore?
I want to say yes, but again, once you get that reputation as like an online hero, it's hard to shake that off. Like you can have a wall of trophies behind you on your stream camera, but oh yeah, he's just an online hero.
It's good to see though, right, Flea?
Yeah.
It's good to see him like show up because in tours, like I know he was upset with the result. He didn't get as much time to practice with his teammate that he hoped.
Yep.
But it's nice to see him come into this event. You know, it's just him versus opponents, one-on-one. He's playing his own game. He's feeling comfortable. Honestly, I'm really happy to see him perform like that.
Me too. I mean, he's a great player. He's a very friendly guy as well. So I'm glad to see him do so well. I'm going to go even further than what Jahar said. Jahar said he wants to see that Serious is no longer the online hero. I'm going to say that from this point forward, he is. I mean, that was such a decisive win over Zron.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that this should put a lot of those rumors, a lot of those concerns at ease. I mean, Serious is up there. He's one of the top players, top contender, absolutely.
If we were doing like a pick'em for this entire tournament where everyone gets to choose like in a fantasy world of who goes where and who wins, I bet you almost like 90% of the people out there would have already lost off the bat with this one. Not expecting Zron to drop into the loser bracket right off the bat, but let's take a look because we obviously had a ton of other games going on at the same time at the upper bracket and see what matches have commenced from there and have finished off as well. So we got SilentSep going to have his opponent now towards the top-hand side. Kilson, actually, I heard earlier on, did win his match, so he will be playing against Serious in his next match to determine one of the first players to go through. We got Razy with the victory as well there, as you can see. But is there any results that you kind of didn't expect? I'm thinking in general, they pretty much expected most of us to go the way they did.
I am getting old. I need my glasses here.
I mean, the thing is, it's a 64-player tournament, so a lot of people out here playing in this one. But I think in general, it's gone that way. Maybe we can take a look at the loser bracket as well to see what players are there and what potential matchups we do have at the same time. I'm not sure how many of them we'll be covering on stream exactly, since obviously if the games are quick, we can cover more. But you can see we've already had some results in there as well.
Yeah.
I mean, this one was faster than I thought it was. I was really looking at that Molten Falls match after Awoken, especially like, okay, yeah, we're probably going to see that. We didn't.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but you know what we do have coming up for you guys? It's a real treat, honestly, and it's going to be an insane match. And the funny thing is, it's not even the grand finals yet.
Tell me what it is.
Yeah, who is it?
Okay, would you expect this to happen this early in the tournament?
Oh my God.
It's going to be After the break, I'm going to tell you what it is. No, I'm kidding. No, it's Rafa versus Cooler
What?
is our
Rafa
next match.
versus Cooler. Oh, wow.
In one of like the first matches of the day,
That's
in the first
amazing.
matches of the tournament, we have Rafa and Cooler.
I mean,
How many times have they played against each other, and how many times have they been in insane matches? I'm not asking for actual numbers, by the way. It's
lot.
just every time they play, it's fireworks.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, this could be a grand final game already. We're 2 matches into the tournament and we're already being treated to these players. I mean, this is amazing. Cooler versus Rafa.
I think Rafa's got it.
Okay, all right. Really? Okay, so we have one of the most methodical thinkers out of Rafa up against one of the toughest grinders of the game.
Most creative players, yeah.
And Cooler. Like, this man, I'm not going to say what I want to say because Zoot will get really mad at me because we had a bet about it yesterday, but this man grinds so much. He plays like 20 hours a day, it seems. He's always looking for scrims. He's always looking for 2v2. He's been playing with Tox a ton. He's always looking for duels. He grinds this game like no one I've ever seen. But is he in that peak performance that we've seen him in the past in previous Quakes? That's going to be the question.
I mean, there's a lot of history there, obviously. These guys go way back. And actually, it's been like kind of a crazy decade, even watching videos from like earlier in the 2010s from like IEM. I mean, everybody still got, you know, CRT monitors and everything's like this weird shade of blue. And
well, I actually remember, because the funny thing is, I remember Carmack, Michal, him interviewing Rafa, and then actually doing a show with him and Rafa where they talked about his match versus Cooler. And it's actually one of the most insane videos you ever watch, and you really learn, if you've never seen Rafa stream, how smart he is about the game, knowing every single aspect of it, knowing timings, knowing about where you're going. And this is going to be a crazy match. Before we do head to break, though, Flea, I want you to talk this one up a little bit more. How insane is this game going to be? And are you going Jahar's way? Are you thinking that Rafa's going to win this?
I mean, I think a little bit of background. Both of these players are absolute Quake legends. I mean, no one can deny that. I think if you ask people who don't even know the scene that well, like, who are the Quake players that you know? You're going to get Rafa, you're going to get Cypher, you're going to get Cooler. So these are some of the most well-known names within Quake. But within Quake Champions, when it comes to duel, neither of them have really been able to break through. Neither have won a really big tournament. You've had Cooler won the Media Markt ones, but those were more Russia, CIS limited. So both of these players, I think this is an opportunity for them to prove it, show their worth. It's going to be an amazing match, no doubt. The grinder versus the tactician.
And the great thing about this match is we also get an insight to how they're playing into these matches and how they perform the rest of the tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have to head to a short break, but when we come back, we're going to be kicking off with one of the most exciting matches of the day. Let's be honest, all the matches are going to be crazy exciting. This is the PGL Quake Champions Open, and we'll see you guys in a few.